how do you explain the success of the first one?
That's a good question.
Good question. Look, we were able to bring two of the guys that are at the top of their game, the top
Yes.
of their careers right now, in our opinions. And you know, when you put them together, you got Cube, who is the classic straight guy, and then you got Kevin, who is just comedic genius. To put those two together, we just had this odd couple pairing that just worked. It's crazy how it just took over and found its audience.
And with the first one, I think that we always were excited about what it could be. And I think other people were surprised at how well it did, but I don't know that we were.
Yeah.
I don't know that Ice Cube and Kevin Hart were that surprised, because we felt like we had something special even when we were making the movie. And the interesting thing is that we were talking about this movie, the sequel, right after we finished the first one. We knew that this pairing worked and that this dynamic could continue on and that there were more stories to tell. And we actually shot Ride Along 2 the same year that Ride Along 1 came out, which, you know, in Hollywood, that's lightning speed. That doesn't happen very often.
What is it about the persona of Cube? I mean, he's as a persona in all these movies. It's, what is it that? What do you think it is?
Well,
what
he's
does
a
he
legend.
have?
He's a legend. I mean, the guy, just his history. I mean, you know, and it was great what Straight Outta Compton showed you, is that this guy has been around and been through so much, but there's something about just this classic, the scowl, you know,
Yes.
like we like to talk about. There's nobody does that better. It's just fun to watch. You
Yes,
know?
absolutely. And he's the OG, if you will.
He's
you
done
know?
it all.
He
you know?
has done it all, and he's somebody that really gets it, and he's a straight up professional. And that juxtaposed against Kevin Hart.
Right.
And all that he is, with the spontaneity and you know, the comic energy that he brings, it's a really fun pairing.
How is it difficult to get Kevin to stick to the script, or?
You know what? You'd be surprised. Kevin is a great storyteller. We always talk about, it's weird, we'll talk about the scenes or whatever we need to do, and we'll be very specific about what has to happen, and then you kind of just let him go.
Yes.
And he gives you stuff that you weren't expecting. Most of the time he doesn't tell us what he's gonna do. He just does it, and it always works out really, really great. So Kevin is just he's great to work with. He makes my job really easy, and I just let him have his, you know, do his way, do his thing, you know.
Hold on. That's good. I got it. I was there the whole time, and I was like, I hope the camera doesn't pick it up.
What's that? What was it?
It was a little friend of yours
Somebody.
that landed on your head. Probably somebody you met at
Don't say
Story
spider.
last night.
Yeah.
What? Hello?
Said what?
What happened? Huh?
What's it like shooting a movie in Miami in July?
Oh my God.
There are pros and cons. I will say that.
Oh my God.
Miami's always great.
We love Miami,
We do love Miami. The backdrop, you know, the people, the food, the scenery.
but when it rains,
Yes, it's Miami's bipolar in terms of its weather.
Yeah.
So it's very hot, but then almost every day you're gonna get like an hour or so of like heavy rain showers, because we're right here on the tip of Florida. So you have all this weather that comes in from the Caribbean, and so that's part of shooting in Miami. That's part of the dynamic. From a production standpoint, you have to work around that. You got to prepare for it. But there's just no better backdrop. You get such great
so
scenery.
worth it. It's
Yeah,
so worth it. It was worth
absolutely.
it to be here.
Now, we were just before the Oscars, and Straight Outta Compton is on the short list,
Yes.
which is an amazing achievement, I think. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm so excited. I mean, listen, the nominations come out next Thursday, and well, I shouldn't say that. I'm so excited because I think that Straight Outta Compton is definitely one of the premier films that was made this year. And I think audiences and critics alike, and I hope members of the Academy recognize that. And I'm so happy for Ice Cube, because to have his story, which already is an iconic, great story that works and translates in any language, you know, just the story of somebody coming from nothing to reach the highest heights of success. I'm so happy for him, and I would love to see his story get its just due and be recognized by his industry peers.
And the story his story is so relevant today, because I mean, you have the cops killing everybody left and right, gun violence.
Yeah.
It addresses every one of those issues.
That's what makes him, look, that's what, in my opinion, makes him kind of a legend, and he's so iconic, is that, wow, he was talking about this what was that, 20 to 25
Yes,
years ago?
absolutely.
Whenever it was, he was talking about this and brought it to the forefront way back then. And it's kind of just a testament of where this guy has been and what he's been through. And just, he's always had his finger on the pulse of what is going on in culture. And that's what's great about Ice Cube,
Yeah.
Can we talk about some of the other casting choices you guys made?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just a second.
We'll let Tim's private plane land first, and
All
then
right,
we can.
I have to leave, though. That's the way I travel, Will.
When you think about a sequel, you think about bigger and better. You think about taking what worked with the first one and then augmenting it. And I think part of augmenting that is bringing in new voices, fresh characters, fresh talents. And we had Ken Jeong, who
Yes.
came in. He's such a comedic
He's great. He was great. He was
monster in
great.
his own right.
And Olivia Munn,
Yes.
who just brought,
A whole nother flavor.
A whole nother flavor. And people will find out in this movie, and if you don't know, she's just a really, really funny actress as well.
She
you know,
is.
And then we have Benjamin Bratt, who gave us the Latin flavor.
Yes,
you know?
the smooth criminal. You
Yes.
know, the kind of criminal that you want to be.
Yeah.
So, are you guys? What stage of pre-production are you on? Ride Along 3.
We got to get 2 out first.
Yes. We've got to.
Tim's already writing the script.
Look,
Even if it's just in his head.
I'd be lying if we're saying we're not. I don't dream of the idea of doing the third. Just the pure fun, being back with the guys and the whole team being back together. We're just having so much fun. So it would be great to do this again, but we got to get this one out and see what the audience say.